And this is the Mercedes-Benz Rangers post-game show, really a tale of two games, as we welcome you into our Delta MSG studios. John Giannone, Steve Valaket, after a 5-1 Flyers win that was 1-0 Rangers until the final 2 seconds of the second period. And when that Travis Sanheim goal went through Henrik Lundqvist's legs, we talked about it between periods 2 and 3. What kind of an impact would it have? In the final 13 minutes, Henrik and the Rangers allow 4.
Look, I'll tell you this. This is what's hard for the Rangers. This Carter Hart is legit. Mm-hmm. He's 21 years old. He's going to be a very difficult goalie to beat in your Metropolitan Division for the next 10 years and beyond. That's one thing. Another is the Rangers' chances they had. A lot of them in the slot area, and I can't help but wonder if Voracek, Giroux, Couturier, if any of those guys had those shots, would they have gone through the back of the net? And I'm talking about through the mesh, where the Rangers were missing. How many missed shots did they have? I mean, it's a tough game to swallow because you were in the game. You didn't have a great power play, but your PK was good. You get another shorthanded goal where you lead the league in shorthanded goals. There's things to point to directionally, but the score, as lopsided as it looks, it wasn't that bad until late in the game. So it's a tough one. But look, this is no easy one to sit on over the holiday break either, John. This was the last game. Before the break.
For 3 days, yeah. It was a remarkably entertaining and intense game, certainly for the first 2 periods, and a game where the Rangers came in against the Flyers team that had scored 5 power play goals in their last 4 games. So you figured if Philly got the power play advantage, they were going to take advantage. The Rangers' PK was not only terrific in keeping Philly away from their net, but they scored again as well.
Yeah, it's something to build off of, right? 5 for 5, right? And look like it. They did it together. What I like is the fact that they're defending down low better. And you can see again where Lundqvist has his man. It was JVR, and he's tough to play against down there, but he did manage him well all night, and I did like that. Now, I do like the fact that Howden has a takeaway here. He was one of many. They were very aggressive, chasing back up ice. Good back check, hangs on to it, kills some extra time up ice. The jump was good where you could see where one Ranger jumped to make a play. There was support just like that and a clear. Several of those in the game. It's a good thing to see when they're reading off each other well, and then you get a shorthanded opportunity and a goal by Foss. It's the 8th one of the year for the Rangers. This is an amazing thing here that's been happening, and it's helpful to know that the Rangers stay in the game when they have a scoring opportunity. It wasn't jump on for a shorthanded opportunity and then vacate. They stayed. I mean, the support was there. Foss stayed and followed up the play when he could have left the zone and got back and played D, but they're hungry enough, confident enough now to know that they can score shorthanded.
Worth noting, the final goal for the Flyers, scored by Abe Kubel, his first career goal, was scored on the power play, but when the game was still in doubt, the Rangers' PK was
when
terrific.
It mattered.
And they certainly, as you said, had massive, glorious chances. You asked how many times they missed the net? 14 times in this game, in a game in which they got 35 on goal.
Yeah, and it looked like the ones from the slot were the most dangerous, several of them. You have to understand that this game is predicated on the makes and misses that you have. When you have opportunities like this, you have to put them away. But don't discount the fact that Carter Hart is a real NHL goalie. He reminds me so much of Carey Price at the same age, John. He's just 21 years old, and he moves like this. He's got a fantastic base technique. He's a student of the game. Joe Micheletti was talking before the game and during the game about how he uses visual edge. He's a real student of the game. He's going to be tough to beat, and when you watch him play, and I've watched him a lot over the last couple of years. I use him a lot as an example with my goalie schools, and you can see why. He makes a big save here on Shea at the end of the second period, and then the Philadelphia Flyers went back down the other way and scored. It was that chance right there from Buchnevich, and Zibanejad hammers the post here.
When it was 2-1.
I mean, yeah, like that's the game right there. I mean, come on. You've got to make your chances count, especially from the slot area and wide open. They had time on the puck to look at it, settle it, and get it off the stick and manage it. And unfortunately for the Rangers, not the back of the net.
We've heard some frustration throughout the season about shoot more, shoot more. Should be noted, Panarin had 9 shot attempts tonight. Buchnevich 7, Mika 7, Shea 7, Kreider and Fox 6. Rangers put a lot of pucks near the goal and at the goal. As we said, 14 of them missed the net, which sometimes can happen when goalies are playing the way Carter Hart did, because then you feel like
forcing them to go around.
You have to be be more precise, right?
Yeah. It's, it's a funny thing you just said there. Benoit Allaire would say this. He'd say, Stevie, I know you're having a good practice if I can hear the boards, the glass, and the post. That means everybody's shooting around you. And there was a lot of that in this game. I mean, Zibanejad right there, and it hits the post. Is he forcing him to be perfect? To me, it looked like Carter Hart was that good. And hey, look, this guy's it's going to be tough. You got to play against these guys 4 times a year, every year. 8 points on the board, and it's not going to be easy in the future. How long have the Philadelphia Flyers had problems in net? They gave away Bobrovsky for nothing years ago. Brizgalov was a disaster.
Oh, it goes back to Bernie Perron, basically. Yeah, basically. With Hextall throwing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that advantage is over.
And we talked about the Rangers missing the net. Well, the Flyers were doing the same thing, especially in the first 2 periods. They missed the net 17 times because of how Henrik Lundqvist was playing. And for 39 minutes and 57.3 seconds, Henrik Lundqvist was playing every bit as well as Carter Hart, and then came that 1 point.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, you know what's hard, John, is playing against players that you know that you played with. So he played with Kevin Hayes for 5 years. Hayes scores twice on him. I think part of that is mental because you start losing your connection to what you're supposed to be doing, which is focusing on the puck, and you get beat on shots. Now that one there, he's excused because it goes off Zibanejad's stick. Those are very difficult to play. This goal right here for me, I'm saying that Lundqvist knows it's Hayes, and he knows he likes to shoot in specific spots, and he lost his focus on it. That typically happens. A breakaway save here, you might say he ran out of the net too much, but he just stopped a breakaway, so that tends to happen. But again, Hayes makes a move that we've seen him do here for 5 years. He cuts to the net, he goes away from the net, and comes back across. It's one of his strong moves. And again, I think Lundqvist knows it's him, and for a split second loses his mindset on the puck, and it's that challenge. As a goalie, you're trying to compete against the puck for positioning. Where it goes, you go. And sometimes the player that's behind that stick, you sometimes lose your focus because you're thinking, I don't want Kevin Hayes to score on me.
Exactly.
And then he shoots it, and maybe even a spot that Henrik's not expecting. That's the tough part about that.
So Hayes with 2. He now has 11. Sandheim had 2 in his first 36 games.